let's go to Jack in Charlotte, North Carolina. Jack is back. What's up, Jack? How we doing? Jack,
run through the
oh, there you are.
Run through the wall like the Kool-Aid. Hello?
Hey, there you are. What's up, man?
Am I on? I was just saying, your promo for that book made me want to run through a wall, so I appreciate that.
Hey, listen, don't do that. Just buy it. Don't run through anything. We need you. Just kidding. Good for you, man. I'm excited. How are you, man?
I'm doing all right. I've been fighting a bit of a cold, so I'm sorry if my voice isn't exactly pleasant.
It's all good. And sure, it's a cold, as they call it. Way to go. Sure, Jack. So what's up, dude?
So I just have a question about my mom. I don't know exactly how to go about encouraging her to get away from an abusive relationship she's in with my stepdad. So I'll just give some background. She's been married to him for 5 years now. Back then I was in high school. I would stay weekends with her. And he would shout, he would curse in her face, call her names, threaten her physically. It was bad enough for me that, I basically hid from her. I stopped doing our visitation. And we really had, after that, no contact for a year and a half or so. He ended up in jail and she filed for divorce from him.
This your biological dad or a stepdad?
This is my stepdad.
Okay. All right. Where's your biological dad?
My biological dad is still in town.
Okay.
And so I ended up, after I stopped seeing my mom for that period of time, I pretty much spent all of my time with my biological dad, who's great, by the way.
Awesome. Okay, cool. All right. So then your stepdad goes to jail. He's a scumbag. And then what?
So she and I started to rebuild our relationship after the months that followed. And while he was in prison, he basically sweet-talked her, found Jesus in jail, and she let him back in.
Okay.
After 6 or 7 months of prison, he came back. So he had kind of turned it around a little bit. But in the meantime, I've left for college. And my little sister has started to, that was about 3 or so years ago. And over that time, my little sister started to tell me, hey, he's kind of picking up on his old patterns, you know? So some of the things that he's called my mom, he's saying again, he's shouting at him, he's scaring him. What really scared me the most, and the reason I guess I called you in the first place, was one night she called me and she told me, hey, we had to basically hide in our own home from this guy. We had to lock the door because he was shouting, name calling, going on one of his things again. And so I was like,
when you say hold on, when you say go on one of his things, and I don't mean to interrupt you, this is important. Going on one of his things again. What does that mean? Like, be very specific. What does that mean?
So he'll get going.
Is he smashing things? Is he hitting people? Is he getting in people's faces, throwing things, abusing? Like, what's he do? What does that mean?
It's slamming objects, it's shouting, it's cursing, calling people, I guess cursing. I don't know about the words I can use on the show, I guess. But basically, he called my mom and my little sister a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And when she told me that he was on this rant, that he was hitting things, that he was yelling, and I said, hey, maybe I should come back and talk to y'all about this. She was like, well, I kind of wish I hadn't told you now because I think Mom's going to be mad at me for telling you.
Oh, God, dude. Yeah, that's a classic. That's a classic statement of somebody who's in an abusive situation that feels responsible to make sure Mom's okay because Dad's insane. Oh, man. So what are you going to do?
I don't know. I want to have this conversation with her. I do remember the last time we had a talk like this, that preceded, the 18 or so months that we really didn't talk to each other much.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to damage our relationship. And I feel like she knows. I mean, she has to know.
How old are you, Jack?
Troubling. I am 21.
Okay. I need you to, I want you to tighten your fists, both of them as tight as they'll go, okay?
Okay.
And I want you to hold your breath. Take a deepest breath as you possibly can and hold it. 1, 2, and then let it all out. And then relax your hands. Okay? Now I want you to hear me directly. Anything that happens from this point forward is not going to be on you. It will be because you. There's a huge difference. Because you're going to act, a beautiful little girl's going to be safe. Because you're going to act, maybe, but probably not, your mom will understand she's worth more than yet another abusive relationship. Your mom and your relationship did not go sideways because you spoke up. Your mom and your relationship went sideways because she chose an abusive man over you. You hear me say that?
Yes, sir.
And I don't like talking about somebody's mom, but I'm being direct and honest with you, right?
Yes.
And that sucks and it hurts and it shouldn't be that way. And then when he went to jail, she came around and realized, what am I doing? And I know your mom's got her own story, and so I'm not going to sit here and just bash your mom, but that's the reality of what happened. She chose him. That was not your fault. And you cannot spend the rest of your life trying to build a bridge back towards your mom because you're not the one that broke the original bridge. She is. Okay?
Right.
And that sucks. And it's hard. And you've got to let your mom know, I will call CPS. I'll call the police. I will call whoever. My sister will not be in this situation, period. How old is this girl?
She's 16.
Brother, she doesn't deserve that, and you know it, right?
Yeah.
And that's why you're calling me. And is this did you cause any of this? Not a second of it, but now it's in your lap as a 21-year-old. And your mom knows. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Man, my heart's broken for you, brother. For your sister, for your mom, for the whole situation. So let's practice this. What's it look like? Be honest. What's it look like? You set up and tell your mom, hey, we need to meet for breakfast. We need to have coffee. I'm coming into town. Will she meet with you?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So I'm going to tell you something that I tell folks when, I worked with a group of executives the other day on firing, how to let somebody go with dignity. And one of the things that often happens when people are going to fire somebody is it's hard to take somebody's livelihood away unless you're a sociopath, right? Firing somebody always is sucks. I've had to do it a bunch. It's not fun. And you end up talking too much and you're like, well, thinking about and you hem-haw around and it tortures people. The most gifted firer I've ever, I don't know if that's the right way to call that, was a guy that taught me how to do it the right way, which is you walk in and you sit down and say, the decision's been made. You will no longer be working here, period. Or I am terminating your employment here, effective immediately. This decision has been made and it is final. From that point forward, nobody's listening to you, right? So they have gone full limbic. They're not listening to you. They're in defense mode. What I do, what happened, I'm scared, all that. What you have to do is sit down with your mom and have the very similar conversation. I love you, and so I'm going to be direct. I've been talking to my sister, and she's in the same mess that I was in, and I will not stand for my sister to be in this mess. Period. You have 20 days or 2 weeks or 1 week to get her out of there. Or I'm going to call every official I know, tell my story, tell her story, and then you're going to deal with the authorities.
Okay.
I don't see another way around it. Do you?
I don't.
Are you out of college? Can she move in with you? I mean, I guess that's another option.
No, I'm still in college. She couldn't move in with me. And the thing is, she lived alone, obviously, while he was out in jail.
No, I'm not talking about your mom. I'm talking about your little sister.
Oh, no, she can't move in with me.
Why not? You said that all like, nah, bro, nah, I got beer, dude.
Well, no, I guess the more practical option would be she would go and live with my dad.
Okay.
And I see what you're saying now about it not being my fault, it being because of me. My thought is like, I don't want to be the guy who takes her away from my mom. That would break my heart as much as I love my mom.
Okay, so let me tell you this. You will be the guy that saves her from your mom. And she needs an adult in her life to save her right now because she's a child. She's 16. She's probably beautiful. She's probably mature. Growing up in that crap, she's probably real mature, but she's a child. And she needs some adult in her life to care and love about her. Have you sat down and told your dad about this? I hadn't.
He knows about it. He knows about it because she will talk to him about it. I haven't. I guess he probably doesn't know the full extent of it.
Okay.
As much as my sister has told me, and obviously, like I said, backtrack and be like, "Oh, maybe I shouldn't have told you that."
Well,
I feel like she's hiding.
I hadn't
more
thought
from
about
me.
that. I may have screwed that up. I may call your dad and say, "Here's the deal. I'm going to sit down and have a hard conversation with mom. Sister's in an abusive situation with stepdad with that piece of crap, and she needs a place to go. It's got to be your house, Dad. And I'm going to sit down and tell mom that she's got a week to make this whole thing happen. Or I'm going to call the police and whoever. And let your dad know I'm about to step in here and be the adult because no one seems to want to. And hopefully he will say, oh my God, this is my daughter. I'll get involved. He might not. That's my hope.
I know for a fact he will.
Okay, then good. And here's a hard thing. This is another hard conversation that you have to have. And I'd have it with your sister. And it's going to feel hard now, but it will be less hard 1 year down the road, 3 years down the road, and 10 years down the road. Okay? Just trust me on this. You're going to have to let her know you told me some things and I said I wouldn't tell anybody, but I have to, and I'm sorry. I'm going to violate your trust. But I can't allow you to be in an abusive household anymore. You're my baby sister, and I love you too much. And she may get mad and say, I can never trust you again. I'm never going to tell you anything. And you will be saving her life. Okay?
Okay.
You will not be taking her from her mom. You will be saving her from her mom. You won't be taking her from a family. You'll be saving her. What a gift that she's got you as an older brother. And I don't know how your dad must be amazing. The fact that you've been able to come out of this thing with character and strength and resilience is a testament to you and those who love you, not to the mess and crap you came out. Man, I'm proud of you. Proud of you. This is grown-up stuff, right?
Sure is.
It's hard. Have you seen somebody yet?
I have not.
You have to. You trust me? You got to.
Absolutely. I see it. I know, as you would say, it's a whole other call, but I've seen it crop up in my own relationships.
That's right. This is what you know. You're a child of divorce. You're a child of separation. You're a child of abuse. You're a child of parent abandonment and neglect. When it comes to the ACEs score, the adverse childhood experiences, you can Google that. Just Google ACEs score and take that test. It's about 10 questions. My guess is...
Yeah, let's say 4.
You're at a 4? Okay. You know what that means, right?
Yes.
You're at an elevated risk for all sorts of stuff unless you deal with it, man. Because your body's dealing with it every minute of every day. And you're going to replay the scripts that were rolled out in front of you. You're going to replay these stories that you got from your original parents, from your You're going to replay that stuff over and over and over. And it may not look exactly the same, but man, I can already hear you want to protect your mom. You want to protect, because that's what you had to do between her and that idiot. You want to love your dad, talk about how great he is. He might be, right? You want to be the guy who makes sure everybody's okay. Dude, that's an exhausting job. Not your job. That's your mom and dad's job, brother. And I hate they didn't do that for you. So, do I have your word? You're going to make a call? You're going to talk to your old man soon, today, tomorrow?
I will do it today.
Okay, I'm proud of you. And then you're going to talk to your sister?
I will.
Okay. And your dad may try to talk you out of it. Let him know, I'm grown up now. Grown up Jack. I'm 21-year-old Jack. I can buy beer and guns, and I can protect my sister, not necessarily in that order or with those tools, right? It's a grown-up conversation. It's a different one than y'all have ever had before, probably, right?
Absolutely.
Yes. Hey, I'm proud of you. Call me and let me know how that conversation goes, or write me a note and let me know how that conversation goes, okay? It's going to be messy and it's going to be hard and you're going to feel isolated. You're going to feel alone. I want you to call somebody and make sure you've got some people in your corner too. Cool?
Thank you, Dr. D. I appreciate it.
I'm super proud of you, my brother. Super proud of you. Man. Woo!